The 2026 World Cup is finally over and Spain are world champions again, beating Argentina 1-0 in extra time to lift their second title. Expanding the tournament to 48 teams gave smaller nations like Cape Verde, Curacao and Jordan a real shot on the biggest stage. And that's exactly why we got so many new breakout stars this summer. Take Cape Verde's goalkeeper Vizinha. He's 40 years old. He made his World Cup debut against the reigning European champions Spain and kept a clean sheet. Does a run like that earn him a place in our team of the tournament? Stick around, because we are about to find out. Four names were in the conversation for goalkeeper spot: Yassine Bounou, Unai Simon, Courtois and Vizinha. Bounou had another solid tournament, but this wasn't 2022. Morocco couldn't repeat their run to the semi-finals, and it was France who ended their journey in the quarter-finals. Courtois was reliable for Belgium too, and plenty of fans still rank him as the best goalkeeper on the planet. But Belgium fell to Spain in the quarter-finals, and he never hit the heights we were used to seeing at Real Madrid. Unai Simon, meanwhile, walked away with the Golden Glove, one goal conceded in the entire tournament. 7 clean sheets in 8 matches. No side has ever won World Cup while conceding less. That's a genuinely historic defensive record. Thought it's worth asking how much of that belongs to Unai Simon himself versus the wall of Laporte and Cucurella in front of him, who barely let a shot through all summer. And then there is the one name nobody predicted before the tournament started: Vizinha. At 40 years old, in his first ever World Cup match, he shut out Spain. Then he helped Cape Verde reach the knockout rounds, without losing a single match in normal time. Then, in the round of 32, he stood in Argentina's way and made save after save on Messi himself, before Cape Verde's fairy tale finally ended in extra time. Simon has the trophy and the stats, but for a moment that will be remembered long after this tournament, our goalkeeper spot goes to Vizinha. Cucurella locks down the left-back spot, one of the most disciplined tournaments any fullback has had in years. He was dribbled past exactly once in 8 matches on the way to a World Cup title. Pau Cubarsí and Aymeric Laporte take the center of defense, and honestly, this pairing picks itself. Between them, they shut down Messi in the final and Mbappé in the semi-final, two of the most dangerous attackers alive, and neither could find a clean sight of goal. Cubarsí backed it up off the pitch too, taking home Best Young Player of the tournament at just 19. Upamecano and Lisandro Martinez both had moments, flashes of real quality for France and Argentina, but neither strung together the same level of consistency across 7 or 8 matches that Spain's backline did. On the right, Pedro Puro made the position his own, playing well enough to keep Marcus Llorente out of the side entirely and chipping in with goals of his own along the way. So our back four: Cucurella, Laporte, Cubarsí and Puro. 4 names, 1 trophy and the fewest goal conceded by any champion in World Cup history. Here's a quick gut check before we move on. If you were building this sheet yourself, Would you even consider defensive midfielder over an attacking one? Because that's exactly the debate Spain's midfield forces on us. Jude Bellingham earns the first spot. He was the tournament's top scoring midfielder, and more than once he was the only reason England were still standing, dragging them to the semi-finals almost on the strength of his own performances. The second spot goes to Rodri, and this one wasn't close. He won the Golden Ball as the tournament's best player, and it's easy to see why. Every time Spain needed to slow a game down or speed one up, it ran through him. Some fans are already calling him the favorite for another Ballon d'Or. Do you agree, or is that premature? Rounding out the trio is Fabian Ruiz. His creativity gave Spain's attack a different gear, and alongside Rodri, he simply overwhelmed midfield after midfield. He played well enough, often enough that Pedri, one of the most talked about players in the world, spent most of the tournament watching from the bench. So Bellingham, Rodri, and Fabian Ruiz. Now the fun part, because this front three practically wrote itself and every name on it has a case for player of the tournament. On the right wing, Lionel Messi. At 39 years old, he took Argentina straight to the World Cup final. His semi-final against England is the kind of performance that gets replayed for years. 2 assists in 7.5 minutes to drag his team past the 3 Lions. He finished among the tournament's top scorers, and more than a few fans think he deserved the Golden Ball over Rodri. Erling Haaland, 7 goals and a Norway run that nobody saw coming, including an upset over Brazil that knocked one of the pre-tournament favorites out early. Every tournament he plays in, the will he break Ronaldo's record conversation gets louder. This one was no exception. On the left, Kylian Mbappé. He often played more like a central striker than a winger, but leaving him off this list was never really an option. 10 goals, the Golden Boot, and a France side he single-handedly kept alive through the semi-finals. And here's where it comes full circle. Remember Rodri, Laporte and Cubarsi from earlier? They are the reason Mbappé didn't get further. Spain's midfield choked off France's supply lines, and the same center-back pairing that swallowed Messi in the final did the same to Mbappé in the semi-final. Even Cristiano's biggest records may have to wait another 4 years. Messi, Haaland, Mbappé. Arguably the strongest attacking trio at any World Cup in the last decade. Look at the lineup and you can basically see how this tournament played out. A defense that conceded almost nothing, a midfield that controlled every big game, and just enough magic up front to settle it. So, do you agree with this lineup, or would you swap someone out? Tell us your picks in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.